know, as mothers, if we are not good mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, it affects our babies. We know that, right? That goes without saying. Okay? So I don't see what the issue is why he can't give her what she needs for that baby. And that's just my point.
Like you said, he's mad at her. The only reason that Shayla, shout out to Shayla, his oldest baby girl, the only reason she got that Phantom Rolls Royce, thank you, Miss MJ, for clarifying, is because Norma, his first wife, who I think is from Israel, I believe, the first wife slash mother, his child for his oldest daughter, Shayla, took him off child support. But initially,
So he was rewarding her.
Correct. So initially, a few years back, for those of us who have been,
hey,
following Tyrese's story and, his behavior, he pulled these same shenanigans, y'all, with the first wife, Norma. And he claimed that the reason she married him was not only for financial gains, but also to get a green card to stay in America. So for those of us who've been following him for a while, we remember when he was whining and complaining about Norma. And Norma was horrible. And Norma wouldn't even go half on the private school fees and how awful Norma was. And she was keeping Shayla away from him. And she bitter. She this. Gold digger. Only married me for a green card. You get your own money. Go back to your country. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all remember he showed his tail with Shayla mama. But now him and Norma, as he affectionately calls her mama Norma now. Before she was everything but a child of God, but affectionately she mama Norma now. They're on good terms. He is not on child support. So now he is doing more for their daughter than he is for his youngest daughter with Samantha Gibson, okay? He's playing favorites, and he's the type of man, based on his behavior, he's the type of man where we know men like this who, if they're on good terms with the mama, that predicates what they'll do for their child. That predetermines or determines how they're going to financially support their child based on the relationship they have with the mother at the time. Mm-hmm. So it used to be once upon a time where Norma was the enemy. But now Norma is not the enemy anymore. Samantha is. So he is rewarding Norma by buying Shayla, who couldn't drive at the time, a luxury car for her graduation. He was just in the 9th grade. Mm-hmm. But you crying about paying $2,200 for your baby with Samantha. The baby is 5 years old. He's mad at Samantha. And Samantha, she's a licensed master social worker. She graduated from the University of Georgia here. So she's very educated, very articulate, very well-spoken in her own right. And so he feels like he doesn't have to pay as much for their baby. He feels like Samantha is a gold digger, and that Samantha never really loved him, according to him, and his plethora of social media posts he has made over the years, and that she is out to get his money, and that their 5-year-old baby doesn't need, $10K or more a month. But you have to think about, that baby has to be able to, maintain her quality of life. I mean, why is it wrong for that baby to maintain the same standard of living if her mother was still married to you? That's still your blood. That's still your child. You would still want her to have the best of the best. I mean, you chose Samantha. You were the one that was caught up over somebody being light-skinned with 4A textured hair. You got what you wanted. So you married her with 4A textured, 3B to 4A textured hair. Yes, I said it. You wanted a light-skinned woman with wavy hair. Nothing wrong with it. Your preference is your preference. And she wanted a rich ninja. Seemed like a fair exchange to me. You married for looks. She married for money. You both went into the relationship with ulterior motives, with not the best motives. Neither one of you were basing it solely on character and integrity. It was based on superficial things. So why do you want to play victim now? Even when he first got married to Samantha, he would boast and brag about the texture of her hair, the color of her skin. He would make little ignorant comments about that in interviews that he would do. Yeah, so I'm like, and then now that he mad at her, he tells them, y'all don't be fooled by the baby hair, by the pretty hair, the baby hair.
He's so ignorant.
He's sick.
He's so ignorant. When we start talking about hair types,
the texturism and the colorism, but that was the main thing you was praising her for and gloating about. Come on now.
Hey y'all, hey everybody.
I just like for people to stay consistent. If you a colorist or a texturist, just own it and stand by it. Don't cry now. You knew what it was. SC Diva 803 said 10K is nothing to him. He's just petty. That's a drop in a bucket. For somebody that's making $275K a month, 10K is nothing. I mean, he's probably paying, at least $3K for Shayla's Rolls Royce, the monthly car note. I mean, 10K is nothing to him. He spends that just shopping or just traveling with him and his 25-year-old girlfriend. So that's probably her monthly allowance, his 25-year-old girlfriend. Her allowance is probably 10K. So come on, Tyrese. She also said this young lady is very professional. She is a social worker. Yeah, she's a master social worker. Cass said, I watched a movie this weekend about a man who chose to abandon his children rather than pay child support because he felt he didn't owe his ex-wife anything.
Yeah.
Miss MJ said that judge was pettier and just tired of Tyrese. Yeah, and I think what made it worse was that Tyrese was calling out the judge on social media.
Really?
And, yeah, he called out the judge on social media and basically said that the judge and Samantha's attorneys were in cahoots. And that's why, she was pretty much able to have favor with the courts. So he said that. So I don't think him calling out the judge, I don't think that really helps his case. But he's so emotional and so angry and so upset, he's not thinking clearly. And that's his problem. He's not thinking. Because Sunday he put up a post talking about how he was getting ready to be arrested on Monday. He would probably get arrested.
So he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he